Hi, and welcome to this Bluehost tutorial. In this tutorial, you're going to learn how to manage your website. Some of the things you learn include how to install scripts, such as Wordpress, that is the famous one-click install. You'll also learn how to work with emails. You'll create them, and then you're going to learn how to receive them and just do basic email tasks, such as sending emails. And most importantly, I'm also going to show you how to set up your emails to work on Microsoft Outlook. You'll also learn about file management and FTP. So we'll go into the file management area, and then I will also go into the FTP manager so that you can see how you can upload, download, edit files. Okay? And then you're going to learn how to create and use databases on Bluehost. So it's also important to note that Bluehost uses cPanel. So every skill you learn here will be transferable to any web host. So go ahead and start watching the videos. I will see you in the videos when we get started. Hi and welcome. So I recently moved my website from Bluehost to VPS hosting on Vultr. And I thought that since my Bluehost account is going to expire in about 2 months, I should just do a tutorial about Bluehost for you if you want to know how to use the Bluehost web hosting management area. So Bluehost uses cPanel, but the cPanel has been customized. So you're going to see that it's slightly different from the default cPanel that you may have encountered in any other web host. They have customized the appearance, the CSS. So I moved my website from Bluehost to Vultr. I've been using Bluehost for almost 3 years, and I just felt it's about time I moved to VPS hosting, and I moved my website to vultr.com. And if you really want to move your website to a VPS, that's something I'd recommend because it will give you a lot of freedom in terms of the kind of websites that you have, and you won't get messages from your web host telling you that your website is consuming too much server space and we may need you to upgrade, or we may need you to move your website elsewhere. That's something they'll tell you. But this is not a course about VPS. As soon as I'm done with this Bluehost tutorial, I'm going to do a new tutorial on how you can move your website from any shared web hosting into VPS, and in that course I'll be using Vultr because it's the one I use currently. I've also used DigitalOcean, but I'm currently using Vultr, so that's the one I will use as my sample in the course. If you're getting started, okay, you can use Bluehost because it will save you a lot of hassles in terms of running your own web server, but it's not really that difficult. So it shouldn't really concern you that it may be complicated for you. No, it's a very simple process. In fact, there are a bunch of tutorials about how you can do this, but I do have a tutorial about Vultr, and you can use that to follow along and then create your web server, create your server, install your server on Vultr, and as soon as you install your server on Vultr, then you'll come here. If you want to run your website on a VPS, WordPress in particular, the keywords are Vesta Control Panel and Nginx and PHP FPM. So if you're going to use Vultr, if you go into the pricing of Vultr, you're going to see they have different pricing. Some 1 GB, there is one for 512, and then there are 2 GB and so on. So if you're going to use a small amount of VPS, don't use Apache. Use Nginx and PHP FPM for your WordPress, because if you do that, you're going to run any website without running into memory issues. If you use Apache, if you don't follow my advice and use Apache, it will be on you. By default, it comes here, Nginx plus Apache, but come here and change this to Nginx, PHP FPM, and then you can just generate the installation command and install Vesta Control Panel. So I do intend to do a tutorial about this in future, which is immediately after this Bluehost tutorial. So I feel like I've really veered off from the topic, which is Bluehost, but I just wanted to tell you that if you want to run your website on a VPS, you can use Vultr. And if you come here and you search for Vultr on my website, you're going to find there's a tutorial about Vultr, how you can install CentOS. And once you install CentOS, just come here, take this script that you'll generate down here and install it, and you'll be able to start using Vesta as your control panel. Vesta is free, so you can use it. It's the same as Cpanel, but different features, different functionalities, but the basic functionalities are the same. So if you come back to Bluehost, if you want to log into your Bluehost, you'll just go into my.bluehost.com. So in the next video, we're going to log in and start using Bluehost. If you don't have an account, you can sign in on Bluehost. You can use my affiliate link, it's down there. If you'd rather go to bluehost.com directly, you can do that as well. But my affiliate link is down there. If you want to support me, well and good. So I will see you in the next video, and in the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into Bluehost, and we're going to go through every feature of Bluehost. Every feature that you need to run your website, we're going to go over it throughout this course. So I will see you in the next video. So if you want to log into your Bluehost account, once you've bought your account from Bluehost, you'll just go into my.bluehost.com, and that will bring you here where you can log in. And if you haven't gotten your Bluehost account yet, you can use my affiliate link down there. I will appreciate your support. So go ahead and log in so that you can go into the Bluehost web hosting management area. So sometimes when you get here, you usually get this warning, and I don't know why they're not just redirecting people. They should just redirect people automatically instead of showing people this message. So anyway, let me just click and see what's different. So as I said, my Bluehost account is expiring on April. So I just want to do this tutorial before it expires because I won't be renewing the account. So just an overview here. Here we have the website details. If you want to install WordPress, you can just click here and you'll be able to install WordPress using a step-by-step process that you'll see on screen. And if you want to see all the installations you've done, you can click here. And if you look at one-click installs, you're going to find a bunch of scripts that you can install, such as WordPress, Joomla, Magento, and a bunch of others. So all those, you can just click here and you'll be able to choose a domain. I will also show you how you can add a domain to Bluehost. Let's say you have a bunch of domains, maybe being hosted somewhere on Namecheap or GoDaddy, then you can just use them with the same hosting that you have on Bluehost if your account allows for it. There are certain accounts that only allows you to have one website. There are those that allows you, I think it has a maximum of 10, and there's another one for unlimited domains. So whichever account you choose, you could be able to connect a new domain and then install as many websites as you want to on the same Bluehost account. And I'm going to show you how to connect your domain with your Bluehost account. And then down here we have things about email. So you can create emails, you can create emails, you can create forwarders. If you want an email that maybe gets into your account, you want to forward it to a Gmail account, you can use these forwarders. You can also create emails right here. So we're going to see all of this at some point later on. And then domains, so this is where you can add a domain. If you want to create subdomains, you can create subdomains here. You can transfer a domain, and then you can also create redirects. Let's say maybe you've connected a domain to this Bluehost account and you want to redirect it to your main website. You can create a redirect, or you have a subdomain that you used to use and you no longer use it. You can create a redirect about it so that it goes to the right place that you want. So we are going to look at some of this later on. And then files, this is where you can upload files. If you want to use the file manager, you can just click here and you can choose where you want to go, and you'll be able to upload, download, extract any files that you need to download, extract, or import into your Bluehost account. And then here you can look at stats, how your bandwidth is performing. You can see how your different websites that you're using on the same account, how they're performing, the bandwidth, the memory usage, and all other kinds of stats. You can do that here in this section about stats. And then these are just promotional things from Bluehost. If maybe you want a dedicated IP, and if you want to use SSL on Bluehost, you'll need a dedicated IP. So that's something you can get here. If you want to use Gmail's G Suite for your emails, then that one you can also get here. And then security, you can add SSL, site lock. These are paid features. Some of them you can add them if you want to. And then database tools. If you want to create a database, you want to manage your databases using PHPMyAdmin, you'll just come down here to database tools. You can configure your PHP so that to know which version of PHP you want to use. And then you also have all these other things. These ones you're probably not going to need to use all of this. So what you're going to look at, we're going to see how you can install a website. These are the most basic features: how to install a website, how you can connect a domain to Bluehost, and then we're going to see how you can transfer files, file management, how to create emails, just the basic things, the most important things that any website needs. Those are the things we're going to look at. So I will see you in the next video, and in the next video what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can connect any domain to your Bluehost account, and then after that we're going to install WordPress. So I will see you in that next video. Hi and welcome back. So in this video, as I said in the last one, we are going to connect a domain name with a Bluehost account. Let's say you have a domain name hosted somewhere else. You bought a domain name on GoDaddy or Namecheap, and you want to use that domain on your Bluehost account. And this is only possible if your account allows you to have multiple websites. So in my case, I have this domain here, and I want to change the name servers to point to Bluehost. So how this web hosting thing works is there has to be a server somewhere, and on that server is where you're going to have your website files, and then you can host your domain anywhere as long as on your domain manager you point to those servers. So it doesn't matter where your domain is, as long as the name servers will point to where there is a server with your website files, because if that doesn't happen, and then your website won't be able to show for people. And if it is a WordPress website, you're not going to be able to show your website to the public. So the first thing, let's go and get our name servers. And on Bluehost, if you want to get your name servers, you'll go under the domains section. And right now, my domain is being hosted on Namecheap. So if you want to change the name servers on Namecheap, you'll just come to the list of your domain names, then click on manage, and once you go, you'll see you can change the name servers down here. You'll just come down here and choose custom domain so that you can change your name servers. So I want to change these ones to point to my Bluehost account. So if I come back to Bluehost and I scroll down here in the section of domains, and where is it? If I come here into domain manager, I will be able to see all my domains that are currently pointed to my Bluehost account. And also, for you to have a Bluehost account, a web hosting account on Bluehost, you must have one primary domain. So when you're signing up, either you bought a domain or you used one that you already have, and that is the one we are going to use to find our name servers. And then we're going to use those name servers here. So it doesn't matter where your website is hosted, it doesn't matter where your domain is. If it is on GoDaddy, just find the section that has to do with DNS servers. You need to change the domain name servers. So just find that section wherever you're hosting, wherever you bought your domain, there has to be a section where you can change your name server. So find that section and then add the web host, add the Bluehost name servers. So in my case, I'll find the name servers here. And if I scroll down here, these are domains that I connected on Bluehost at some point in time. But the one that I'm interested in is the primary domain. So I'll just click on the primary domain. And then on this side, you see it has the name servers here. and I want to go there so that I can find my name servers, and then I can point my domain to this name server. So if I copy that, just bring that here and paste it in there, and I know the other one also is ns2, so I'll just paste that, but I'll change this to ns2 domains. And once I do that on Namecheap, if you are also on Namecheap, then you'll just come here and save that, and after some minutes my website should show me that it is currently being hosted on Bluehost. Right now, if I take this, copy, and I check, you'll see that it's not working yet, and that is because there is still one thing we have to do. We have to add it as a domain here. We're going to assign it to our Bluehost account. So you can do that. If you scroll up here, you can see there's this section for assign. You can use this, or if you also come here to shortcuts, you'll see that we have this section that says assign a domain to your Cpanel account. So if I click on this, I'm going to get the option that allows me to assign this domain to my Bluehost account. But the first step for you should be to change the name servers to point to Bluehost. So if you haven't done this already, make sure you do this first before you continue on with this other step. And then I'll just come here, use a domain let me come here and paste the domain name. Use a domain that is not already associated with your account, and then paste the domain name there. And then you can choose how you'd like to assign the domain. You can use it as an add-on domain. So an add-on domain will enable you to create another website on it, and it will be like a different website on its own. A packed domain, this is a domain that will redirect to your main website. So if you have a main website on your Bluehost account, if you use a packed domain, it will be redirected to that website. It will show the same content that is available on your main website. So if you want to build other websites, you choose add-on domains. And then let's see. You can create a directory for it. Subdomain. So subdomain, even if I leave this as it is, it's just going to use this as my subdomain. It's going to use that as the subdomain here. But you can change them into anything that you want if you want it to be different. So if I assign this domain, so okay, I have to give it some names. Let me just paste in that there, and if I assign the domain, so this is a directory where your files are going to be for this particular website. So every time you want to build a website or you want to add files, you will be pointing to this. You will be going into this, and when we go into the file manager, you're going to see this folder is created right in your account. So it's still not showing up for us, but let's just give it some time, and then in the next video, we're going to continue from here. But this is basically the step of how you connect a domain to your Bluehost account. So I will see you in the next video. So this is where we stopped in the last video. And in this video, you can see when I click on this again, at least it's trying to verify the domain. So basically what it's trying to verify is, are the name servers on this domain pointing to Bluehost? And they are. So I've just changed them, but this may take a while because of propagation. So let's just wait and see what it's going to do, if it's going to realize that this domain is actually pointing to Bluehost. Before that happens, let me just come here and go to pingability and just see which name servers are being shown. So if I go to pingability, I can use this tool to tell me which name servers are being shown for this domain. So let me see the results that we have here. And you can see that they're still pointing to these name servers. So I will have to give it a few more minutes or hours so that it can update and realize that the domain servers, the name servers, were changed. So it's still pointing to these ones. Let me just use a different tool to see. Usually I have dns.pingdom. So I was using pingability. Let me use pingdom just to see if this has recognized the name servers. It takes a while for it to actually propagate. You may find that someone in France is able to view your website while someone in Asia or Africa is still not able to view the website because the domain has not been propagated. That usually happens. That's why in most web hosts you'll see they tell you that the propagation may take 24 to 48 hours for it to actually register all over the world. So it takes some time. So you can see this one is also still showing me that the name servers are the Vultr name servers, but let's just give it some time and it's going to update itself. Have a little patience. It's going to finish. I think for me it's been like 15 minutes only, and that's a very short amount of time for it to have propagated. So if I check it again, it's been like 5 minutes, and if I check it again, you see the name servers have been updated to the Bluehost ones, and I can see their errors. That's probably because they're still propagating, and I don't really have to worry much about that for now. So let me see if this has been able to succeed. So still it's not been added, but let's just come here into the domains list so that we can see if it's there. If it is here, then we can continue on from there. But usually it's not this complicated. It doesn't really take long. The only thing you have to wait for is make sure you do this like 2 hours before you try this, okay? Otherwise you're going to experience issues like I am now. And if you want to avoid this, just make sure that you add the name servers earlier before you try this process, okay? Before you assign it to your Bluehost account. So like now you can see if I come here, it's already here, but it's not been assigned. So let me click here. You can see that it is an add-on domain. It is already there. So the assignment is still taking place. The assignment of this domain is still taking place. It hasn't finished yet. That is because these are still propagating. So what I can do, if I come here to domains list, what I will do is I will unassign this domain. So once I select it, you just select it, and on this side you're going to see we have this option of unassign. And even if you unassign it, you're not going to lose the files. It's just going to lose the domain name. So you can unassign it, and I'm going to unassign it and then assign it back so that it can work seamlessly, so that I can show you exactly how it would have gone if the name servers were already pointing at Bluehost and Bluehost was already aware of that. So that's what I'm going to do. Once I unassign it, I'm going to assign it once again. So I'll just click on unassign to unassign the domain from my Bluehost account. And then I'm going to go through the process of assigning it back. And then once I unassign it, I can now remove it from my list. And then I will finally add it back. I can remove it. And so if I come to my list of domains, you're going to see that it is not here. So that means I can assign it once again. So I will assign a domain to my cPanel account. And this time round, I hope that everything is going to go smoothly, because by now the domain at least has propagated. So if I paste the domain right there, so you choose the option domain that is not already associated with your account, and then just click there so that it can start this verification process. And you can see just after that, the domain ownership has been verified. And the reason it has been verified is because it is pointing to the Bluehost name servers. So this is how it would have gone in the first time if the DNS servers had propagated. So you can see how easy it is once the servers are propagated. So make sure you add the servers first before you try this process. And here, add it as an add-on domain. And if you add it as an add-on domain, you'll be able to create other websites on it. You'll be able to use it as another website on the same Bluehost account. And if I scroll down here, you can use an existing directory or you can create a new directory. Of course, I want to create a new directory because it will help me know which directory I'm working with. So you can call it anything that you want. It doesn't have to have the domain extension there, but I'm just adding it. And you can see the subdomain that it's going to use is this. So this is a subdomain which will normally redirect to the actual domain that you're adding. So once you add all these details, you can easily assign the domain. So that's it for this video. And in this video, what you've learned, without my intention, you've learned how to remove, or rather unassign a domain from your Bluehost account and then assign it back. So you saw you can remove it from your account, but first of all, you have to unassign it in order for you to remove it from your account. And then you can go ahead and reassign it, or you can just assign a new domain. So the most important thing for you to take away from this video is this: to avoid any issues like I had in the video, make sure that the name servers are added to wherever your domain is being hosted early. Okay, so do it like an hour early, or if you're going to bed and you know you're going to add a domain the next day, just add it at night, and then when you wake up in the morning, you can continue on with this process. And that's going to save you a few hassles of domain verification with Bluehost. Okay, so now that you know how you can add your domain, in the next process, we're going to see how we can install WordPress on this domain that we've added. And just to verify that the domain has been added into Bluehost, I can go into that domain, and at least right now it's loading. You can see it is loading. There's nothing on the page, but it is loading and it is showing me something here. So that means that it's been added into your Bluehost account. And I don't need this, so I'll just close that. And then in the next video, we're going to see how we can install WordPress. So if I go back into hosting, I will see you in the next video where we're going to start installing WordPress in this domain. So I'll see you in the next video. Hi and welcome back. In the last video, you saw how to connect your domain to Bluehost. And in this video, we're going to install WordPress on that domain. So if you want to go back to the same window where we were when we started this tutorial, you'll just click here on Cpanel and you'll see the same widgets, the same interface like we had when we started. So in this video, let's install WordPress on Bluehost in the add-on domain that we added. So in the last video, we added a domain. If you didn't see that video, go back and see how you can add any domain into your Bluehost account. Even if your domain is being hosted on GoDaddy and you have an account on Bluehost, you can use it to host another website. So I will scroll down here up to where it says websites, and here I'll just click on install WordPress. Okay, we want to install WordPress. We don't want to install any of these other things. So if you want to install any other scripts, let's say something like Magento, PrestaShop, or any other script that you want to install, any of those other CMSs or any web application that you want to install, you can use this one-click install. So we are going to click on WordPress in a moment, but for now, if I click on one-click install, so before you go into that window, you remember when I told you that Bluehost has customized their cPanel, and this normally in most cPanels this will work differently. They have customized theirs such that it works with Mojo Marketplace, and Mojo is a place whereby you can buy different scripts, you can buy plugins, themes, and all of that can be found in the Mojo Marketplace. So that is the way that Bluehost will try to get you to buy other things. Like if you're installing WordPress, you're going to see an option for upgrading and buying a premium theme through Mojo Marketplace. But we're going to install WordPress in a moment and you're going to see all that. So if you want to install any of these other scripts, you're going to have to come through this and then choose whichever script. You can see you have Drupal, and you can install any of these other scripts, Joomla, anything else, anything that you want to install, you can just come and install it through here. Magento is there, PrestaShop, OpenCart, any of the scripts, Moodle, any of this that you want to install, you want to use, just click on it and you're going to see the process of installation is just the same. So you see, you can also install WordPress through here, or you can just install WordPress through here, because they know that WordPress is very popular among people. So they've given it a quick link right here. So if I click on WordPress, so it's going to install the latest version of WordPress, which is 4.94. The first step is going to be you choose the domain. So you can see that you can choose the domains that you've added to your Bluehost account. Okay. So you can see you can also install in a subdomain. You'll just choose the subdomain right here. Okay. So it's a good thing they've fixed this, because recently I was here and there was no way of installing so in a subdomain, but it's a good thing they've fixed it. So we want to install ours in this subdomain, in this domain. Where is it? The domain we've just added, it's this one. So I want to click and install it here, and you can choose to install WordPress in a directory, or you can just install it in the root folder. In this case, I'm not going to install it in a directory. I'm just going to install it in a root folder to avoid any other processes that come after that. There are certain other processes that come that I want to avoid if I install it in a directory. So I'll just click next. Admin email. So this is the email you're going to use to manage your WordPress website. I want to use that Gmail account, and your username. This is the username you'll use to log into your WordPress website. I'm going to use Wahowa. So this is a site title. I forgot. This is a site title. In my case, let me say Business Club. So this, you give the site title your name, but this shouldn't really worry you, because you can change this in WordPress at any time. And then password, I'm just going to use password, something that I can easily remember. So you see this, if I uncheck that, if you already have a database that you want to use, you can give the credentials of that database here, or you can create the database automatically. And if you want the details for this, you can go into wp.config and you're going to find the username, the password, and the name of the database here, if you ever need to edit anything in that database. Yes, so if you have other files in there, WordPress is going to overwrite them. And then, of course, I have read the terms of service. And then just go next. So WordPress is getting installed. You can see the progress here is saying 45%. So down here, there are these other add-ons that I see they're trying to sell. So Mojo Marketplace is a place whereby you can buy plugins and themes, and you can just go there and see if there's anything that is of interest to you. So our installation is complete. So I can just click here and we're going to go into the management area. So here you see you have your details, and if you click on this, you'll be able to log in, and our username was Wahowa and the password was password. So I'm going to delete this WordPress even before you see this video. So if you try to log in, you're probably going to find this domain is no longer connected to Bluehost. So site title. So it comes pre-installed with certain plugins. You can see, let's go into plugins and see which ones they automatically install for you. I have the Bluehost plugin, Jetpack, Opt-in Monster, WP Forms. So these are installed by default for you. Okay, they used to install WooCommerce. I see nowadays they no longer install WooCommerce. That's it. This is not a WordPress tutorial. There are a bunch of WordPress tutorials you can look at out there. I also have a few. So feel free to learn about WordPress if you want to build your website on WordPress. So in this video, what we've done, we've seen how you can install WordPress on Bluehost. Okay, and remember that this is a domain that we connected from Namecheap. So this domain is hosted on Namecheap, and we have installed WordPress on it after we assigned that domain into our Bluehost account. So that's it for this video. In the next video, what we're going to do, we're going to look at emails. Okay, one of the most important things is you want to know how you can deal with emails on your Bluehost account. You want to see how you can create and delete emails if you need to, and we're going to do that in the next video. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I will see you next time. In the last video, we installed WordPress. Now in this video, let's look at email. Let's see how you can deal with email on Bluehost. So if you're not in this window, just click on Cpanel and your window is going to look exactly like mine. So if I scroll down, I want to deal with email, and I can go into Email Manager. So let me just open it in a new window. We want to create an email for our domain, and the domain we added on Bluehost is bizanosa.club. And once you're here, you're going to see you have this option of create an email. So these are some emails that I've created in the past based on various domains that I had on Bluehost. Now, none of these domains are currently pointing to Bluehost, but these are domains that I've had here in the past. If you want to create an email, you just click on create an email account. Let's say you want to create an info at whichever domain. You'll choose a domain here. You see, you can even create for subdomains. If you have different subdomains and you want to create email accounts for them, you can create all of that here. So in this case, I'm creating info at bizanosa.club, and then we can give it a password. And for passwords, I can see I need a lowercase letter, I need an uppercase letter, I need a number, and I need a symbol. You can choose a default email client. Which one do you want to use? In most cases, you're going to need to use this. Very easy to use, and you can give your mail. Let's say you're creating this for your staff. If you're creating this for your staff, you may need to give them a mail quota, meaning that they cannot surpass the amount that you give them. Or you can give them unlimited, but in most cases, you need to give them a quota to ensure that they don't surpass that amount of space that you give them. So just with that, I will click on create, and we have our info at bizanosa.club. If you want to create others, you'll just click there and create some more email accounts, or you can go and view inbox. If I click here to go and view inbox, or in most cases you can just come to, if you come to your domain name, so paste, not paste and go, but paste slash, and then if I go to my domain slash webmail, I should be able to log into my email account. So you don't really have to go to your Bluehost account every time you want to log into your email. You just come into your website slash webmail, okay, and it will redirect you here. So my email was info, and then my password, then log into my email. So this is the one that we chose as a default, and I think it should automatically redirect. I don't know why it is not redirecting. And just before you go any further, if you need to set up your email on your mobile phone or in Outlook, these are the settings, okay? And I think in the next video I'm going to show you how to do this so that you can get your email into Outlook. So right now, if you want to go into your email, you can just come here. Let's set this as a default, and then we can click on it to go and view our email. So there you go. If you want to send an email, you just come here, click compose, and you can send an email. And then if you want to send, just click here to send. And I've just replied. So I'm hoping that I'm going to see the inbox in a moment, because usually it refreshes after a few seconds. So once it refreshes, I'm going to see the inbox. So this is basically how you'd use the email account on Bluehost. Once you create your account, you can send images, you can send emails if you want to. And back here in compose, if I come back here, you saw that I used the plain text editor. So if you want to use the HTML editor, which is more powerful, you can use this, okay? Because it's going to give you so much more power than the email editor. It allows you at least to easily add images into your email if you need to. And once it has loaded, you see it gives you a lot more power here, okay? You can add links if you want to. You add a link there. You can add images if you want to. Just click on images, where is it? And you can insert an image. And then you can just click OK, and the image will be added in there. And if you want to send that, you can send it. So that's pretty much it for this video, okay? You've seen how you can create a new email account. You'll just come into email and then go into email manager. Then you'll add an email account. And if for whatsoever reason you forget your password, you forget the password of the email, you'll click on view details. And once you click on view details, you see you're able to change your password. So if you're the admin of various people in your organization, you can change their passwords here. And you can change all these other details. If somebody runs out of their quota, you can tell them to delete some emails, so you can add the amount of memory they're allowed to use on the account. Then you can create autoresponders. So these are, maybe you're going on a vacation, you just want to let people know I will be away from the office from 1st of January. Then you can create autoresponders. So you can add one. So you add your email there, Mine was info@bizenosa.club, and then from Ricky Wahowa, and then subject, I'm on vacation. And then you can tell them the message, hey, I am on vacation. I will be back on whichever date. And then you can say start immediately, or you can customize when it will start. Maybe you're going on vacation on February 5th. Okay, that's past. You're going on vacation on February 28th. Okay, there you go. And then you can submit. So if somebody sends you an email from 28th, they will automatically receive this image. They'll automatically receive this message from you. So that's how you create autoresponders. So those are some of the basic things you have learned in this video. How you can create, how you can use, and how you can create autoresponders as well. So that's it for this video. In the next video, what we're going to do is we're going to go into our email details, and then we're going to see how we can use those details to add them to our Outlook. So if you want to use it on your mobile phone, it will be the same process, but I'm going to use my Windows computer to connect my email to Outlook, so that if somebody sends me emails, they will come to my Outlook on my Windows computer, and you can use the same configurations on your mobile phone on Outlook. Just download Outlook on your mobile phone and you'll use the same configurations and it will work. Okay, so I will see you in the next video when we continue from here. Hi, so welcome back. In the last video we saw how you can create an email account on Bluehost, how you can open that email account, and how you can create autoresponders when you're on vacation or when you're just away from your computer. So in this video, what we're going to do, we're going to connect our email account with Microsoft Outlook so that you can use Outlook for your email instead of having to log into your website all the time. So you can use the same configurations on your mobile phone, but I'm going to use Outlook on my computer. So the process is going to be the same because it just needs the ports to access it. So once you install Outlook on your phone, then you can even add it on Gmail. I think you can also add it on the Gmail app. I'm not sure about that. So if it doesn't work, I wasn't sure about it. So the first thing we're going to do, let's go into our email, and if I scroll all the way down, I can come here into Email Manager. I need to get the settings for my Outlook so that my email can work with my Outlook. So if I come here on this side, you see there's this email configuration. Just click on the configuration. And then you choose the email. I want to use this email. And these are the configurations that we're going to add into Outlook. So in my case, I'm not going to use this private SSL. I'm going to use this one without SSL. And then I want to open out I want to open Outlook. So I haven't used Outlook on this computer before. So let me just go next, your name. So Ricky Wahowa, and then the email address. I don't want to type. Let me just come back and copy my email address. Copy, and then I can paste it in there and use your password. So you know the password of your email, so make sure you add that. Retype the password, Then just click next. Yes, I want to allow it to configure the settings. So I'm not using SSL. That's why I'm getting this issue, but let me just click next. So it couldn't send, but this doesn't really matter because I know the reason why is because of the mail server settings. So I can click here. I'll click here so that I can manually add the settings. And if I come here, account type POP3, incoming mail server, you see it's different from what they automatically added for me. So I'm also going to show you how to avoid all these processes by just doing this manually. And then outgoing, I think outgoing is that. Outgoing is also mail. Outgoing is also this one. And then the login information is right. And then I can test the account settings. Let's close that and finish. We are waiting for it to synchronize. So you can see it's been connected with my account. So I can send, I can receive, I can use this as my email provider instead of using the one that we used here, which we went to by going to bizanosa.club/webmail. So that's how you can connect it with this. Let me go here. So one of the reasons why you'd want to use Outlook is because at some point you may want to change your email, your web hosting provider or your email provider. And if you do that, you're just going to come here and change the settings, and your email will still be here because the database is actually stored on your computer, not on Bluehost web servers. It will be stored there as well, but you'll also have the database here. So this is one reason why you should connect yours to Outlook. Let's say you want to add another account. So if you want to add another account, you'll just come here, and just when I click, you can see this is a different version. Maybe you're using a different Outlook, but I know if you just go into the file options, you're going to find it. So if I come here, I can add another account, okay? So the first time we tried to automatically get these settings. In this case, let me say I want to manually set it up. Then I click next. And I will choose this one, okay? Because these are the ports that Bluehost has given us. So I'll just click on next, and here you add your name. And then for these other emails, I don't know the passwords. But let me just use the same email anyway. Even if it refuses, this is how it is done, okay? Copy, and then I'll come back here, and the email address, and then in incoming mail server, the incoming mail server was this one. Copy that. Paste it in there. Outgoing mail server was the same. And then your login information is your entire email. Like that. And then your password, you know your password. And let's test the account before we actually put it in production. Okay, so the test failed, if I come here into more settings, I need to go into advanced, and then inside of advanced, the incoming server port is not this, and the outgoing server port, if I come here, that's what you need to change. You see, the supported server port is 26 for outgoing, and for incoming is 143. So those are the things that I need to change. 143 incoming server port, and this is port 26. And once I change this, I say okay, and I do a test. Okay, login failed. We're going to see why. Close. There, everything's alright. Oh damn, I just remembered. The reason why is if I come back here, this is POP3, and if you look here, this is IMAP. So 110 is right. This is the one that I needed to change, not this one. Okay, so the server port is 110 for POP3, and then the SMTP port is 26. So once I change that and I test, so the login is working. We are able to log into our email, but the send test cannot send message the email address in your account properties. The server responded, access denied. Oh wow. Oh yeah, if you look at this, the 26 tells us that it requires authentication. So there's something in Outlook that I need to check. So if I come here into advanced, is it requires? No, it's not that one. And outgoing, yeah, you see this? We need to check this. So if I check that and I click OK, I'm going to test the account. And this time round, it should work successfully. So I want to do a simple recap just to show you how you can connect your account, because there has been a couple of itches in this. Okay, so I'll go back. Okay, back. So this is the first step. When you decide to add another account, just come down here into manual setup or additional server types, and then click next, and then choose POP or IMAP. This is very important. And then next, and then your name, add your name, and then your email address, and then this is selected automatically, and then the incoming mail server. So now that I still have this, let me just paste it in here. So your username is your email, and then your password is your email password. And then let's get the server emails, and the server mails are, where are they? It is mail.bizanosa.com.bizanosa.club. So if you come back into Outlook, the incoming mail server is that, the outgoing mail server is that, and this is another thing that you have to do. Come into more settings, advanced settings, and this is 26, not 25. Okay, and come here and check this, because our server requires authentication. Then click OK, and now if we test our connection, login, correct, send test email, correct. Okay, so that's how you can connect your email account with Outlook. So if I click next, it will test it again before it adds it into our Outlook emails. So close that, and you can finish, or you can add another account. So if you want to add another account, you'll choose on manual, choose POP, add the details that I've shown you. Like if you come here, you'll choose these details. Okay, and add those details there. And then you'll come into, where is it? Okay, I can't add until I add something. Info at Bizanosa. Control V. Your username is the same as your email address, and then you add your password there. And then this is very important. Come into advanced, change this to 26 if you're on Bluehost. So you can get this from your web host. If you are watching this video and you're not using Bluehost, just find out the settings in your email area. Okay, email configurations, you're going to find something like that. Every cPanel account has it. Even non-cPanel will have it. And then come here and check outgoing server requires authentication. Click OK, and if all your details are right, especially your name and your password, then when you click next, your email will be added after testing. So that is how you add your email into Bluehost, how you connect it with Outlook. So you can connect it with Outlook. Even if you change your web host, you're still going to have your emails here. So this is one reason why you should use Outlook. If you're on an Android phone, I think you can also download Outlook and add this same settings. Okay, these are the settings you add. If it asks you for the name, you give it the name. If it asks you for the incoming server, you give it the server. It asks you for the port, you see whether the port it's asking for is IMAP or POP, and then you give it the port. Then it asks you for the outgoing mail server, add the mail server. It asks you for the supported port for the outgoing mail, you add the port there. Okay, so just add this in your mobile phone because that's going to be more convenient for you. So that's pretty much it for this video. And in this video, if I can do a recap what we've done, we have connected our account with Outlook. So you've seen that in the first process, I did it by having Outlook automatically detect some of these settings for me. So once I added my name, I added my email, I added my password, all of this, or some of the settings were automatically imported for me. The only thing that I needed to change was the port. Okay, you need to change the, I don't know, was it the port? Yeah, I needed to change the port so that they can match up with these ones. Okay, if you use a different port, it's not going to work. That port must match up. That port must match up. That's pretty much it for this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Hi and welcome back. In this video, let's talk about domains. We're going to see how you can do redirects, how you can create subdomains. And just to talk about the last video, in the last video what we did, we saw how you can connect your email with Outlook. So if you want to use Outlook as your email client, I showed you how you can connect Bluehost account emails with Outlook. So you can connect one email at a time. If you have 10 emails, you can connect all of them. And I showed you how you can just come in here, add an account, and add your email accounts. So if you didn't watch that video, go back and watch it. In this video, let's talk about domains. So the first thing that I'm going to start with about domains is I'm going to show you how you can create subdomains. So let's go here. If you scroll down to domains, you just scroll down to subdomains. And then you can create the subdomain that you want to create. Like, let me call mine abc.bizanosa.club. So that will be the folder where all your files will be. Then we can create the subdomain. Then let's return to subdomains, and I want to create a second subdomain, and this one, let me just call it red.bizanosa.club, and I want to create this one as well. And the reason I'm creating this second subdomain is because I want to use it to show you how you can redirect a subdomain to another website. So let me copy. Okay, so if I come here, where is it? You see here, this one, I want to use it to redirect. So I can even just come here, click on this, and I will get the option to redirect this subdomain anywhere else. Okay, so that's a very easy way. You can just go into the subdomains list, click on redirect, and you'll be able to redirect it to any domain. So if I save this, and I come into this one, copy, you'll see that it will redirect to the website that we created. So let's go back here into hosting. And also another way to redirect, you can just come under domains. Okay, let's go back to the cPanel, the main interface. And if you come down here to the option for domains, you can do redirects here. So you can see the redirect that we've just created is here. So I can remove it. Let me remove it so that we can recreate it. Remove redirect. Then go back. So here you can create any redirect. If you have domains that have been assigned, if you have domains that you've assigned to your Bluehost account, you can redirect them to various other websites that you already have on your account. So in my case, let's say I want to redirect this domain that I've created, this one. I want to redirect it to this website. If you want to redirect it, that's what you'll do. You'll choose with or without www, redirect it to this, and then you make it a wildcard redirect so that any link from it will automatically get here. Let's say it was a website before, but the website has moved here. You can redirect it here such that even if people go to red.bizanosa.club/about, it will take them to bizanosa.club/about. That's a wildcard redirect. So if I add the redirect, that's what's going to happen. So back to redirects, and let's just test it. Control V, enter, and it redirects us, and it will redirect us to bizanosa.club. And if I come here and let me add something at the end, tests, let's see what's going to happen. Is it going to redirect us to bizanosa.club/test? Yes, it did. And bizanosa/test is not available, so it shows us a 44 error. So that's how you can redirect your domains. If you already have domains that you want to redirect to other websites, this is how you'll do it. And then before I end the video, here we have other options if you want to. You saw how the domain manager is. This is where you can assign a domain, you can remove a domain, you can even transfer a domain to your Bluehost account through here. So like the domain that we added, we can transfer it to Bluehost if we wanted to. And then we've seen subdomains. You can create subdomains. You've seen how to assign domains. This is the process that I did. I think it was the second and third video, and you saw how I can assign a domain to Bluehost, whether it's hosted on GoDaddy, hosted on Namecheap, wherever it is being hosted, you can connect it to your Bluehost account. And then the DNS zone editor, if you need to change DNS details for your domains, this is where you're going to do it. Okay, so if I click on that as well, so the domain manager, you saw what we can do. You can register a new domain, you can transfer domain, you can assign a new domain. So if you come into Bizanosa, you see, if you want to transfer this into you, here, you can just do that. Okay, when you click this, it is going to give you all those options, but I don't want to do that. And then the zone editor, you can add, you can select the domain, and let's choose that. So here you can edit any of these host records that you want to add them here. Maybe there's a service you're using and you've been told that add the following to your domain. So that's how you'd add a DNS record here. Okay, you'll just come to the zone records here, DNS zone editor, and you can add any details, CNAME, all of this. Okay, So if you need to add any records, that's where you'd add them. So in the next video, what we're going to do, we're going to look at the file manager. Let's see how you can work with the file manager. Okay. And then after that, the file manager, we're going to look at FTP, because sometimes you want to use an FTP client so that you can connect to your account, or maybe you want to give a developer access to your files, but you don't want to give them access to your Bluehost account, so you can use FTP. So in the next video, let's start looking at file manager, and we're going to see how you can use the file manager. And then after that, we're going to go into the FTP manager as well to show you how you can create FTP accounts. So I will see you in the next video.